You know, there's been a lot of speculation about where I've been, what's been going on, all types of shit. And there's one comment in particular on the last video that I posted that is the most extravagant, detailed, just fucking lie, my nigga. That shit is bogus. For the longest time, I've been getting emails and Facebook messages and Instagram messages saying shit like, I heard what happened, I hope you're okay. What the fuck did you hear? So finally, I get on my channel. Mind you, I haven't even logged into this bitch in like 9 months. I had to reset my password because I didn't know what the fuck it was anymore. I find the comment, I start reading, and I'm like, what? And what's even worse is that, like, people were believing it. The only thing that was true about that entire story is that I was in a car accident. And you know that I was in a car accident because I said that I was in a car accident. So, for future reference, if it doesn't come from me and it doesn't come from somebody in my circle, you probably shouldn't believe it. So you want to hear what's really been going on? Let's start from the beginning. August 2015. I fell asleep behind the wheel on the highway in the fucking fast lane. Ran into the back of an 18-wheeler. And that's not even the worst part. It was 3 o'clock p.m., nigga. The cop didn't even understand that shit. He was like, why are you sleepy? But miraculously, I walked away without a scratch on me. I was a little sore, of course, but I guess that's to be expected when you run into the back of a fucking truck. So, in the midst of bouncing back from that, I get a call from my man Jason Mills, better known as JIDK. He wanted me to be a part of his empty bank project. So naturally, I was like, yeah. So shout out to him for bringing me in on that. Things were looking good. I was just a part of something that I'd never done before, ready to get back in the video mode, and then one night, my father calls me, blowing my shit up. But that's not really unusual. He's one of those people who will keep calling you until you pick the fuck up. And usually, anytime he's calling me, it's because he needs me to fix some computer shit. It's always something with his laptop, or the desktop, or the printer, or the scanner. He need me to fix some shit. I didn't think that this night was going to be any different from any other time he blowing my phone up. So, by the 5th missed call, I put my phone on silent, I rolled over, and I went back to sleep. Woke up the next morning to 117 missed calls. Call my dad back, and he tells me that my cousin just died. She had lupus. I didn't even know she had lupus. I didn't even know what the fuck lupus was until she died from it. He was calling my phone because the doctors knew that there was nothing else that they could do. And he wanted me to come to the hospital so I could say goodbye. And I missed that opportunity because I wanted to sleep. It was fucking with me really bad. Because this is the second cousin that I've lost in a 2-year span. First cousin gets shot in the back of the head. This cousin dies from some shit that I didn't even know she had. And I was too late. I was too late to see her. I was too late to be there. I have a real problem with dealing with being late for things, especially when I feel like I let somebody down. I felt like I let her down because I wasn't there, and I didn't know how to deal with that. So, I don't know, yo, shit was just rough for me at that point. Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, this nigga Kiko, his kidneys start to fail. First my cousin, now my goddamn dog. What the fuck? They had the needle in his arm, ready to put him down. The only thing that saved his life was a shift change. The new doctor comes in to relieve the old doctor, and she's getting caught up on all the animals. She reads Kiko's case, and she come kick the door open like Batman and shit. She said because of his age, that she wanted to at least try. Had he been an older dog, like 8 or something like that, putting him down probably would have been the best option. But because he was so young, she felt like he still had a chance. Good thing she did, because this motherfucker was on death row. He's definitely not the same dog that he used to be. Some days are better than others, but I still got him. He's still here, and I'm happy for at least that. Now, out of all of those things, this is what single-handedly had me out of commission for the rest of the year. I got violently ill. It was something going on with my stomach, and no doctor, no hospital could tell me what the fuck was happening. I've been hospitalized at least 7 times this year. And any time that I would go, it wasn't like I spent a day or two in the hospital. I was there 5 to 7 days minimum each visit. They would do every type of x-ray, CAT scan, blood work. They put the scope in my stomach. They put the scope up my ass. They took samples of me. I felt like a little goddamn mouse in a laboratory, nigga. And everything would keep coming back negative. It was one time I had a team of like 6 or 7 doctors in the room and nobody could give me an answer. You know you fucked up when 7 doctors do this shit. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. I lost a ridiculous amount of weight. At my smallest, I weighed 116 fucking pounds. I looked like a high school cheerleader in this bitch. At one point, the only thing that I could keep down was Boost. I had a refrigerator full of Boost. Literally just trying to survive at this point. But after a while, I couldn't even keep Boost down anymore. So the worse my stomach got, the worse my skin started to get. Now, I've always had an issue with my skin. I guess you would classify it as eczema, even though I never officially got diagnosed with the shit. I just figured since everybody in my immediate family deals with it, my mother, my father, my brothers, my sister, just like everybody, I just thought it was some shit that ran in the DNA. But aside from that, it was never a major issue for me until my stomach started to act up. It got so bad that even the skin on my hands started to flake. That shit never happened before. It felt like my body was like eating itself from the inside out. I never felt pain like this before in my life. So one day, I was in the bathroom looking at my skin in the mirror and I thought to myself, I need to cover this shit up. So I started to get tatted. And I went again and again and again until finally I was satisfied. 10-hour tattoo sessions, just blacked out on the table from stomach pain. That is how dedicated I was to no longer having to look at what was happening to me anymore. So fast forward to this past August, 2016. This was the absolute peak of my stomach pain because by this point I was like throwing up lime green shit. And of course, doctors still didn't know what was happening, and I didn't want them to run any more tests because I knew that they weren't gonna find anything. So I was there that entire day. I went to sleep. I woke up at maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. I got dressed, pulled the IV out of my arm, and I walked out of the hospital. I figured if this shit was gonna kill me, it was gonna at least be in front of a television that got stars, okay? Because I need to watch Power. Fuck this place. Just had to extend my reach a little bit and use my resources. Luckily for me, I got people in the nursing field. Remember Ike? I had Ike in this bitch on his best Breaking Bad shit, hooking me up to IVs. Since that's the only thing that they were doing for me in the hospital any fucking way, I can just do this at home. My nigga Ike. Ike died 2 weeks ago. Like I can't even comprehend that. It's almost like this year is saying how much can we do? How much can we rip and tear and bend? How much more can we squeeze out of them before 2017 get here? How much can he take it? I feel like I'm being tested in a way that I've never been tested before, and I don't know how much I got left. I don't have no more room. I don't have no more room for what I feel. It's like I'm constantly arguing with the rational part of my brain that understands that these are the things that happen in life. You go through shit, you lose people, everything has to die one day. I understand that everything with life has to die one day. I get that, but at the same fucking time, it's like, how dare you leave me? You're my best friend. How dare you not be here anymore? How dare you leave me? And I know that's not even rational to think that way, but you left me. You left me, and now I have to look at you in a box on Sunday. And you know I hate funerals. You know I don't do funerals. I don't even go to family member funerals. Now I got to go to my friend's funeral. I have to look at you. And then I have to look at your mother. And I have to look at your sister. And I have to look at your nieces and your cousins. And I got to look at all these different versions of you that still have life. I have to look at that. And I don't want to do it. I don't know how to be around your family. I don't know how to let you go. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Every day since the day you fucking died, I have not slept. I have purposely kept myself up because somewhere in the back of my mind, I feel like if I stay up, the next day won't get here. And then I stay up and I fucking pace and I walk around and I do all of these things to keep myself awake. And then I pass out and I wake up and it's the next day. And I'm like, fuck, it's coming. It's still coming. There's nothing else that I can do because it's still coming. I feel like I'm falling off of a cliff, right? I feel like I fell off of a cliff, and the further I fall, the darker shit gets, the more quiet shit gets. But it's like the darkness and the silence isn't what's bothering me. It's not hitting the bottom. Not hitting a bottom is what's fucking with me. Because at least if I hit a bottom, then I can stand up and go, okay, well that's how far I gotta climb to get back to the top of the cliff. But when you just fall, and you just fall, and you just fall, it's like, well, when does it end? And then that rational part of my mind tells me that it doesn't end. It doesn't end. There is no bottom when you fall off of fucking cliffs. You just gotta reach out and grab a rock. You gotta grab a rock and you gotta stop your own self from falling. I'm trying to grab a rock. I'm trying so fucking hard to grab a rock, yo. That's what life is. Life is hard. Life is simple, but it's hard because of the decisions that you make and the things that you can't help that come your way that you got to deal with. Life is hard. Life is hard. And it's supposed to be. Because this is like, it's a test. It's a test. All this shit is a test. And I just wish I knew what you got when you pass. That's why when I go through shit, I disappear. So I can, like, figure it out. So I can figure it out. I just want to figure it out. And I need to focus. And I tell you this because I've been gone for a year and motherfuckers want to know what happened to me. So, like, here I am. And I'm trying to grab that rock, yo. I'm trying to grab that rock, but it's like I'm reaching for it, but that bitch a little too far. It's a little too far, but I'm reaching. I am reaching. I promise you I'm reaching. And I'm going to get back to this shit as soon as I can. As soon as I can. But I need to grab a fucking rock first. I need to grab a rock, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm not going to sit here and make like a promise of when I'm going to get back to this shit. I don't know. I don't know. I really want to shoot for January, but then I don't want to fill motherfuckers' heads full of false hope because January get here and who knows. Might be some new shit. I might be feeling some other type of way. I don't fucking know. But I'm dealing with it and I'm trying to fight through it. So I'm going to say January. I'm going to say January, and hope for the fucking best. So yeah. That's been my year.